He's a perfect diplomat. Balance of opposites. Kapisha, Vayuputra, Sankatamochana, Mahavira, not just known for his strength, but he's known for his brain power, his wisdom. When you live by the first three names, Hanuman, Anjanasunu, Vayuputra, you become automatically a Mahabala. Why Hanumanji is the perfect archetype or model? This is Valmiki's own creation in Ramayana. We even said that it could very well be his own life story. That we have several instances of mixture of human and animal archetypes, notable being Narasimha, Ganesha, and Hanumanji. Why Hanuman's day has been dedicated or designated as Tuesday and Saturday. Most people are unconsciously adopting the Duryodhana archetype. I will say the mantra again and I will explain. It is Vayuputra talks about our pranamaya kosha. There are 5 pranas inside us. To get to these 4 goals, Vedanta has prescribed yoga. There are 3 types of yoga that our entire Vedanta talks about. Astrologically, what Mars stands for. Mars is a cruel planet. Cruelty. Mars represents our karma action. The minute you are born on earth, you have to engage in karma. Because in the beginning I said, we are the only one who can solve our problems. Nobody can solve it for us. And we will understand when we do Sankat Mochana Ashtakam, Mahavir he's called. Courage. Veera is a warrior who has courage. It's not that people are born with courage. It has to be cultivated. To be a spiritual warrior, you need 5 kinds of courage. With the lessening of religious rituals, this modern world, we have completely forgotten that the power of brahmacharya, vrat, austerity, that is to control our instinctual animal nature. That whole Ramayana, they've said, if you can't say Ram, the simplest word, say Mara, kill, and you will still be connected because it's the opposite of Rama, 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 Rama. These 2 planets are very peculiar and their astrological alignment in your birth chart is misplaced. You are in for misery, my friends. He is balance of opposites. 2 murtis of Hanumanji you'll see. Either he is that Shakti, flying through the air with that Gada and the mountain, or he is sitting at the feet of Ram. Shakti and Bhakti, this is the 2 things, the 2 major things we have to focus on in these 7 sessions, how to develop Shakti and Bhakti through karma. Today we'll start on a new mantra shloka. It's called Hanuman Ashtakam and also popularly known as Sankat Mochan shloka. And there are 8 verses. Anytime you see Ashtakam means 8 verses. And these 8 verses highlight Hanumanji's major achievements, stories of his lifetime. They've taken the major achievements as a remover of obstacles, and they've made a shloka and a prayer to him to help us as well, identify our limitations and our obstacles and sorrows, and to liberate ourselves from it. Sankat means problem, and Mochana is one who destroys it or removes it or liberates us from that problem. So until we practice enough and invoke and feel Hanumanji inside us, that archetype, we can use him as a role model archetype outside, very much like a parent or a guru or a teacher. When we have trouble, we go to them and said, help us to get over this challenge. So we can use that model as well, while all the time working to bring him inside us and realize him inside us, just like he brought Sri Ram, his Lord, inside himself and experienced Sri Ram inside him. So constantly, these 8 verses, each verse ends with reminding Hanumanji that who in the world does not know that you are the remover of obstacles, and please help me. So when we keep saying that, we also remind ourselves, just like Jambavan reminded Hanumanji. We talked about that Udhadi Kramanashchaiva, when everybody knew that they have to go to Lanka, they didn't know how to cross that ocean, and Jambavan reminded Hanumanji, and he did not question it. He said, okay, Sri Ram, and he jumped. So it is reminder. Every verse is a reminder to ourselves that our mind is our strongest, is our best friend and our worst enemy. We are now identifying with our lower mind, the one that is not in control, and we can identify with a higher mind and be able to find solutions to our problems. So now, why 8? 8 has a very important significance, both in Vedic philosophy and in general in the world of numerology. 8 is the number of Prakriti or Maya. And in fact, if you look at, if you go to the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, Lord Krishna says that he says that his lower self, which is our lower self, is the delusory or illusory power of Maya and Prakriti. When we identify with our lower self, we are identifying with Prakriti, which is made up of 8 things. Prakriti, our lower self, is made up of 8 things. And those 8 things are the 5 elements, which is earth, water, fire, air, and space, plus 3 mental states. We can either call it 3 states of mind or 3 qualities of mind. When we say 3 states of mind, we are saying mana, buddhi, and ahankara, which is mind, intellect, and ego. Or we talked about the 3 qualities of mind: the tamas, inertia quality; rajas, quality of action and determination; and sattva, the quality of clarity, getting clear vision. So 5 plus 8, 3 is 8. And if you see numerology, 8, the symbol of 8, if you turn it upside, to its side, it's a sign of infinity. And all it means is as above, so below. And if you turn it on its side, as within, so outside. And we've been talking about it. Whatever is in our subconscious is manifesting. We are the creator of our reality. Nobody else is doing it to us. It is this Prakriti. Prakriti also translates to our nature. Swabhava is our habit. Prakriti is our nature. Our nature is not built up just now. It's built up in early childhood. It's created from early childhood, and from many, many, many lifetimes, we have gathered impressions that are called vasanas. Literally means fragrance. The fragrance of these, we remember the fragrance of these these memories, these experiences, and we store it as karma, as vasana in our subconscious. And incidentally, in fact, in psychology, they say that the smell can trigger many memories. A particular smell can trigger a lot of memories. So that is something on the side. Now, coming down to why we have 8, because it's the Prakriti, and why we, in all these shlokas in Vedic philosophy, even in Jewish culture, why we have 18, 108, 1008. What is so important? So if 8 is Prakriti, what is 1? 1 is that higher principle, the supreme consciousness, the Lord, the higher self, however you call it. So you have this supreme consciousness and you have matter. So spirit and matter, that is 18. 1, there can be no other. There is only 1. And then it is 8. The Prakriti is 18. That's why 18 is a very powerful number. Then you put a 0. Now 0, what can you imagine mathematics without 0? 0 balances out everything. It's infinite possibility. In the realm of metaphysics, it is infinite possibility. We call it shunya. And if you put it on the other side of a number, it's useless. But when you put it between numbers or after numbers, it takes on a huge significance. So when you put a 0 between 1 and 8, it becomes 108. And between the Lord and Prakriti, there is that combination, there is infinite possibilities. Or you can keep on adding zeros, and to give the idea how important shunya is. When you go to a state of cleaning the slate, starting fresh, and going back to the drawing board of infinite possibilities. So that is why 18, 108, 1008 is very important. Another thing in that context is, we talked about how Lord Ram didn't do anything. He made Hanuman do it. How Lord Krishna made Arjuna do it. Because energy by itself cannot do anything. It has to be manifested in the material world to be able to do anything. And there is a wonderful analogy for this, that higher self is like a ghost. It has the spirit, but not a body to do anything. And the lower self is like a carcass. Without the spirit, it's like a dead body. It's just matter, cannot do anything. So we don't want to be a ghost, or we don't want to be a carcass. We want to combine. That's why 1808, 1008 is very important. It balances. So these 8 verses of the Hanuman Ashtakam is very, it gives us another formula to find out what is the source of our sorrows, the basic cause of our sorrows, and how it is manifesting in the form of challenges and obstacles, and what we can do to remove these obstacles. Now, I would like to read the mantra, the shloka, and then we will explain it. So if you have it in front of you, you can read it or just listen to it. You can go back and listen later. Om Bala Samay Ravi Bhakshi Liyo Taba Tinahu Loka Bhayo Adhiyaro Tahi So Trasa Bhaya Jagako Yaha Sankata Kahu So Jatana Taro Devana Ani Karibinati Tava Chadi Diyo Ravi Kashta Nivaro को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So the English translation is, O Lord Hanuman, once you flew up to the sun to grab and swallow it, as if it were an apple or a sweet ball to appease your hunger. Due to your childish prank, darkness engulfed the whole world, and no one knew how to release the sun. The Devatas came and beseeched you. You released the sun and saved the world from chaos. O Lord Hanuman, who in the world does not know that your name is Sankat Mochan, the deliverer from all sorrows? Now, there is a story in the Balakanda, in the childhood time of Hanumanji, and let me go through these words. Bala is in a childhood, Samaya is time, Ravi is sun, Bhakshi is to eat it. Tinahu, three. Loka. Loka means three realms. And these translate to the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. Bhayo adhiyaro. Tahi sotra sataya says difficulty. Bhaya jagako. Everybody, all three realms, the earth and the netherworlds and heaven, they are talking in those terms here, literally, were cast into darkness. So similarly, our subconscious, conscious, and superconscious can be cast into darkness. And Devana Ani. Devana is Devatas, the gods. And now gods are not actually human beings wearing fantastic clothes and even more fantastic headgears and stuff. Devata comes from the root word div. Div means the ability to perceive the truth. And in our human body, it translates to our sense organs. Because how do you perceive truth? How do you experience and perceive truth? Through your eyes, nose, mouth, tongue, mind. So these are the Devatas. Chadi Diyo Ravi Kashta Nivaro. They are the ones who persuaded you to let go of the sun that you had swallowed. Then, ko nahi janata hai jaga menkapi sankata mochana namatiharo. Now, what does sun represent in our life? Sun represents, like we said, Pingaksha, fire, sun, wisdom. When we try to swallow wisdom, meaning we try to understand something, and instead of going about it the right way, we try to consume the whole thing. And this is the problem, the curse of this modern world of intellect. We are so obsessed with information. It's like when we go to I keep giving this example of a buffet. If you see 10,000 items, you want to try everything at the same time. That's not possible. Or you go to a class or you read a book, you want all the information jam-packed inside your head. That is not the way to get wisdom. What happens is, when in an attempt like this, you get overwhelmed and your subconscious, conscious, and superconscious will shut down. That is the darkness. This overload, your computer crashes, your system also crashes. So when we try to consume too much information, and we have referred to it in several places. Remember, in the Panchamukhi Hanuman, we talked about that Samana breath, Narasimha, how much information you take, you just, that which you are able to digest, to actually understand that information. That is important, as opposed to trying to take in everything. So that is swallowing the sun. Now, this ability to put ourselves in darkness goes back to our early childhood and many lifetimes. This desire to, grab everything, just hoarding. We don't realize, when we pick and choose information, we have not been taught to train our mind to focus. This is what I'm going to do. This is all the information I'll get, not multitasking. Then devatas are the abilities to perceive, like I said. So what this verse is saying is that the first cause of our difficulty, of our problem, is devouring our sun. Sun is our wisdom. We try to take everything in. You try to see that in your personal life, in your professional life, in your spiritual life. More, more, more. Give me more, give me more, give me everything, all the information you want. And you are not able to digest it. You're not able to do anything with that information. So the first cause of our problem is devouring too much the sun, too much information, which leads to what? Darkness, avidya. Avidya means ignorance or darkness. We don't know what to do with that information. We are completely overwhelmed. Now, ignorance is of three kinds. We just, in our modern world, in the English language, everything we say one. Mind is one, body is one, ignorance. No, there are several nuanced levels of ignorance. So ignorance can be at three levels. If your awareness is at the level of body consciousness, tamasic level, ignorance is like a fetus inside a womb. It will not get released like this. You can't just do Hanuman Chalisa and tomorrow you're a Pandit. No, that's not how it happens. You have to wait 9 months, take care of it, and after 9 months, you release that ignorance. That is called tamasic. Our human beings' awareness is very low. It takes time. To understand overnight, you will not understand and find solutions. When your awareness goes to the rajasic level, which most of us are, in this group at least, that is, the ignorance is like a dust on a mirror. So you have to do some effort, but not too much effort. You don't have to wait 9 months. You get a clean cloth and you rub it and the dust will go. So, but it still requires some effort. Then when you keep on investing in these kind of, in sattvic activity, increasing your jnana, your understanding of yourself, your true nature and the nature of the world, then your ignorance goes to the sattvic level, which is like smoke on top of fire. It is there, it covers, it is hazy, you can't see, but you don't have to do anything. You just continue to do, the smoke will automatically go away. So ignorance is also of the three kinds. And if most of us in the rajasic, we are in the rajasic level where we have to do some effort. We have to put effort into removing our ignorance. So, and the three worlds, the ignorance is in the three worlds. In our conscious world, we don't know what to do half the time. We just automatically pre-program go through life. We have to get up, we have to do this in the house, we have to go to the office, this is what we have to do, this is what I have to do in this group, that group, society, community. That is the ignorance, because we are pre-programmed. Where are we operating from? Our instinctual nature, which is ignorance. This is animals do everything. They are constantly working, but without bringing awareness. That is what we are doing, constantly living at that level. And then what happens is we have to how to get information that can be digestible. Same Hanumanji who had swallowed the sun, later at the advice on the advice of his parents, he wanted to know, I want information, I want knowledge, I want wisdom. Where will I get it? They said, who is the best teacher? His parents said, Sun God. Who is better than Sun to give us information, knowledge, jnana, wisdom? So he goes with folded arms and asks Lord, the Sun God, will you please be my teacher? And Sun God said, no. He was already afraid. This fellow comes to swallow everything. But then, this is a joke. But he said, I don't have the time. I get up in the morning, early morning till late night, till sunset. I am going, doing parikrama, traveling around the universe. I have no time. So Hanumanji, please, but I want knowledge from you. How can I get it? Sun God said, I don't know how you can get it. You figure out how you can get it. So Hanumanji comes and tells him, okay, I will not bother you. You do what you have to do, but I will stand in front of your chariot and you keep telling me what you know, and I will take in that information at your pace. Whatever you want to give, however you want to teach, I will take it. And it took him a long time, but he brought patience and humility. He did not swallow the guru, or by the guru we can mean the book also, the information, the knowledge. You don't swallow it in one go. It slowly goes into your system. And it was not easy. Nobody has ever been able to stand in front of the sun god. In fact, his own wife deserted, ran away from sun god because he couldn't take that blaze. But Hanumanji stood there day after day, month after month, year after month, year after year, to get that information. In fact, there are references that he got burnt, but he did not let go, and his persistence and perseverance really pleased the sun god. In fact, sun god kept on making up information because he did not want to let go of Hanumanji. Imagine, from saying, no, I won't take you as a teacher, to not wanting to let go of a student like that. That is how you have to be when you go to any teacher, any guru in any field. And it is important to get a guru. We cannot learn everything on our own. We need an expert in every field, whether it is your professional field, personal field, any field. Don't try to learn everything on your own. That's what this verse is also saying. Find an expert in that field, so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Go there with humility and learn at the pace they want to teach you, because they know best. So that is the one thing about swallowing the sun we have to understand. Now, again, I will remind you, the devatas, when you do that, the devatas binati, the devatas were cultivated inside us. Automatically, we will start to cultivate the devata-like qualities. And what are these devata-like qualities? The ability to perceive the truth. We're talking about viveka, which is the ability to know, to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. That is called viveka. Vairagya, detachment. Viveka comes from our jnana yoga, to know what is the permanent thing and what is impermanent. Then vairagya is detachment. Remember, in karma yoga, we do the work dedicating it to the higher self without expectation of fame or fortune. That is called vairagya. Little bit of detachment. Whatever you are trying to learn and create a little detachment between you and whatever you want. Viveka, vairagya, and other qualities like sama. Sama is equanimity of mind. Dhamma, control over your senses. Mumukshutva, the burning desire to know that. Like Hanumanji said, did not take no for an answer. Anybody else would have said, oh, he doesn't want to teach, and walked away. So these are the godly qualities, the devatas we need to cultivate to understand, to remove this ignorance. These qualities we have to cultivate. So what is the first cause of our suffering? Ignorance. Ignorance in any field, whether you are having problems in your personal life, in relationships, in your professional career, with your friends, anywhere, you stop and say, am I even aware of what is causing this problem? Where is the problem? What am I not aware of that I'm suffering so much? So then you find an expert in that field. It could be an expert does not mean that you have to go to a university or pay somebody and go. But ask the person. If you're having problem with your friend, ask. That person is the expert. What is the problem with you and them? Or if you're having problem with your spouse, talk it out with the spouse. You're having problem with the boss, talk with the boss. Try to find out where is the problem. Why is there a challenge, an obstacle in this relationship or in this endeavor? So that is what you have to find. That ignorance you have to bring to mind. That is the cause of the problem. If you knew what the problem is, then you can do something about it. So that is, we have to cultivate, we have to know that root, number one cause of our miseries is ignorance, and how we can, there are three kinds of ignorance, and what we can do to get over it. Then comes the second shloka, second verse, let me read that. Baliki trasa kapisa basai giri, jata mahaprabhu pantha niharo, चौंकी महामुनि शाप दियो तब चाहिए कौन बिचारा बिचारो, कई दुज रूप लियाए महाप्रभु, सो तुम दास की शोक निवारो, को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So the second verse talks about how Hanumanji removed the problems and sufferings of Sugriva, his king. Now, Sugriva and Bali were two brothers, and they were ruling Kiskinda, the kingdom of Kiskinda. And Bali, the older brother, was extremely extremely powerful, strong. There was nobody who could defeat Bali. If anybody could fight Ravana and defeat him, it was Bali. They were equal strength. Sugriva was not so strong, but he followed his brother. So what happened once, there was another demon who was terrorizing that kingdom, and both these brothers went to fight that other demon. And that demon was equally invincible. So then Bali told Sugriva, let me go inside. And that other demon became very strong inside a cave. In the sunlight, he cannot fight, which is what most of our demons only torment us in the dream and nightmare at night. They cannot torment us in the daylight. That is why these demons, their power become more in darkness. So that other demon went inside the cave, and Bali entered, and Bali told Sugriva, you close the cave door and you wait outside. One of us will win. Either he will win or I will win. If I don't come out, you go back to Kiskinda, the kingdom, and you rule. In the big battle happened, and huge noises and screaming and yelling, and Sugriva got very scared, and he assumed. First mistake is never assume. When you assume, you make an ass of you and me. Remember that, never assume. So he assumed Bali was dead, and he did not want to even open that cave to find out who is dead. He was so scared, he ran away to his kingdom and quickly forgot about Bali, and as was common in those days, married Bali's wife and was ruling. After a few weeks or days or months, Bali actually managed to kill that other demon. He comes out and he goes to Kiskinda, and he completely forgot what he had told Sugriva. He got so mad, he wanted to kill Sugriva, and Sugriva had no chance against Bali. But other people said, don't kill your brother, horrible mistake, terrible sin, just exile him. So Sugriva was exiled, and Hanuman and Jambavan went with Sugriva. And the only place Sugriva was safe was an ashram on top of a mountain called Rishi Mukha ashram, where there was a Rishi Matanga living there who had cursed Bali for something he had done in the past, that if Bali sets foot on that ashrama, that Rishi Mukha ashrama, he would die. So the only place Sugriva was safe was in the Rishi Mukha ashram. And he went there, he stayed there. In that, while he was there, they would go and they're always living in fear because Bali is chasing him, trying to kill him. Bali cannot forgive his brother. One day they saw this Ram and Lakshman coming, in search of Sita, and he got very nervous. Sugriva, he said, I think this is Bali has disguised himself, he's come to kill me. Hanuman said, don't be so scared. Let me go find out who these guys are. So he convinced Sugriva, went to find out who the people was, found out this is Ram and Lakshman. And his guru, sun god, had told him that sometime during your life, the Lord will come and he will need your help. You should be ready to help. So he spoke very nicely with extremely powerful words and with humility, and convinced Ram and Lakshman to come and help Sugriva. And so they came, and Sugriva narrated the whole story, and Ram said, okay, you challenge Bali to a fight and I will help you kill Bali. He said, are you mad? Nobody can kill Bali. He says, I can do it, and trust me. And everybody convinced him that this when they heard about his legacy, that he can do it. So one day Sugriva called Bali to a duel, by a fight, and Bali and Sugriva looked so much alike that Ramji was hiding behind a tree trying to hit, to shoot the Bali. He just couldn't, and he was afraid he would kill Sugriva. So Sugriva was humiliated, completely humiliated, and Bali was about to kill him when again Hanumanji came to his rescue and said, please, please, please forgive him. Next day, again, Ram said, look, I made a mistake. You call him. This time you wear a flower garland around your neck, and I will know then who to kill. Anyway, that's cutting a long story. Bali was challenged to another duel, and this time Sri Ram killed him hiding from a tree. And many people take this wrongly. They don't understand the spiritual significance. Now, Bali had a boon that said anybody who came in front of him to fight him will lose half their strength. And that strength will come to Bali. So Bali will have 1.5 times the strength, and his opponent will have half the strength. Obviously, nobody was able to defeat Bali. What is Bali? Bali is our body consciousness, our vasanas, our karmas. The second cause of our problem is our karmas. What we have done in the past, Sugriva had done wrong by Bali. Whatever it is, he was a scared person. He never found out if Bali was dead or not, left his brother for dead and ran away. That will come back to chase us. Any bad karma we have done in this lifetime or other lifetime will come back to, and it will continue to chase us. And the only place where you are safe is where? Is in Rishi Mukha mountain. What is Rishi Mukha? Rishi is saints, sages. Mukha is mouth. What comes out of the mouth of a Rishi? These scriptures, higher knowledge, Jnana Yoga. So that is where the only place where we can be safe from our bad karmas. But understand, I'll tell you a story that will clarify this beautifully. Most people think you do a bunch of bad karma and you do more good karma and it cancels each other out and life is good. No karma can be cancelled out. There are low karma and high karma. High karma has high frequency vibration, low karma has low frequency vibration. But you will have to go through those bad karma. The only way you can make your life better is to increase your better karmas by listening to these scriptural or higher knowledge about yourself. So I'll tell you a story. There was this big sinner who never went to any satsang, never heard of Jnana Yoga, never wanted to learn about his higher self. But just before dying, he was came in contact with a sage, and that sage advised him that when you go to the heaven, they will give you a choice. Do you want to go to heaven first or hell first? Because you have certain amount of time to spend in hell, certain amount of time to spend in heaven. Please choose heaven. So of course, when he died, Yamaraja came, the god of death, took him to ask him, where do you want to go first? He said, I want to go to heaven first. He said, are you sure? You only have 10% good karma and 90% bad karma. He said, yes. That sage told me I want to go to heaven first. So when he go to heaven, and the sage had told him, when you go to heaven, go immediately head towards the rishis. Wherever the rishis are sitting, the teachers are sitting, immediately head towards there. So thankfully, he remembered that. He goes to heaven and immediately goes to the rishis, sits there and listens to them. One day goes, 1 week goes, 1 month goes, 1 year goes, and Yamaraja, and as in Rishi Mukha, so also in Swarga, heaven, where the rishis are talking about this higher principle, neither the lord of demons can enter, nor the lord of death can enter. So Yamaraj is pacing outside that arena where the rishis are sitting and getting impatient, saying, this idiot, he's fooled us, he's defrauded us, he was just supposed to stay here for a few days, the man is not coming out, we can't go in now, what to do? So finally they said, there's no other way, we have to go to Lord Vishnu. So they go to Lord Vishnu and said, there's this erratic man, recalcitrant sinner, and he said he wants to come here first, and he's directly gone to this rishi court of the rishis, and we can't enter, so you please come and take. So Lord Vishnu himself comes and goes there and says, hello, what's going on? So he says, your time is up. You know that. You said you will come here first, then go to hell. What are you doing? So he said, Lord, all I know is all these rishis have been telling him, once I have darshan of the one, the Lord, there is no hell. Now, if I go to hell, everything will be proven wrong. So Vishnu said, he has got moksha. He need not go to hell. Now, what this story, this is telling us is that no matter how much bad karma you are, we can elevate our vibration, our frequency by listening to higher quality information. And this is not only in the spiritual world, even in the personal world of relationships and work. If there is a problem, you cannot find the solutions to the problem at the same level of thinking that created the problem. You have to go to a higher level. You have to find mentors. You'll have to find teachers. You'll have to find people who can tell you what to do. Find everywhere in your life, find people who can elevate you, not put you down. At work, find mentors who can elevate you, not put you down, not out of jealousy. So this is what they're saying, that the second cause of our sorrows is our karmas. It will pursue us relentlessly. And the only chance we have is to elevate our understanding. Because the ignorance we have to remove. How? Elevate your understanding by finding people who elevate your level of thinking. When you are complaining, whining and gossiping, they should say, stop. Don't do that. This is not in your best interest. Instead, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you look at your own problem? Why don't you look at it from this perspective? Find people, that one friend, that one colleague who will tell you as it is called, apriya sata, the not sugar coated, not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. Always, in every place, your personal life, professional life, community life, honor the person who will tell you as it is, because therein lies your liberation. Otherwise, you will not be going to the Rishi Mukha. You will be chased by Bali. So that was the second cause of suffering is karma. And remember, the Bali, our vasanas are very strong. They will not let go of you. You have to find somebody who will elevate you, get you out of there. And in this process of Rishi Mukha, of getting yourself a mentor, always, how did Sugriva was so scared of even Ram and Lakshman. Anybody who saw Ram and Lakshman melted and with devotion and love. But this fellow had so much fear inside his head, Sugriva could not see the divine nature of. But Hanumanji, because he had no fear, he could recognize that this is the Lord, this is the mentor, this is our savior. So to constantly make your faith bigger than your fear, even when you're seeking solution, always expect something good is happening, something good is going to happen, something good is around the corner, and look, cultivate faith. Without faith, it's very difficult to deal with bad karma and vasanas from past lifetimes. So make friendship with Rama and Lakshmana. Rama is your higher self, Lakshmana is your awareness. In this process, remember to do that. Constantly rejuvenate your awareness, constantly, and constantly be connected. That Rameshta and Lakshmana Pranadatta, you have to make friends with these two qualities. Connect with your higher self with faith, and constantly revive your Lakshmana Pranadatta, which is what looking at it, introspect, detect, negate, substitute. These two qualities you need to rise above your bad karma. Now we will go to the third verse. Let us see what is the third verse. Sorry. Yeah. Angad kesan sang lene gaesia खोज कपीस यहाँ बैन उचार जीवत ना बची हो हम सोजू बिना सुद्धि लाए यहाँ पगुधारो हेरि थके तट सिंधु सबय तब लाय सिया सुधि प्राण उबारो को नहीं जानत है जगह में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. O Hanuman, oh, sorry, I never even read the English translation of the second one, but you can read it yourself. Let's not go back there. O Hanuman, the monkey scouts and Angada, the son of Bali, went with you in search of Sita. They were worried, as they knew the ape king would not spare their lives if they returned without Sita's whereabouts. Everyone was tired and depressed because they could not find Sita. At that time of distress, you brought the message from Sita and the information of her whereabouts, thus saving the lives of the monkey scouts. O Lord Hanuman, who in the world does not know that your name is Sankata Mochana, the deliverer from all sorrows? Now, what happened when Bali was killed? Angada, Sri Ram advised Sugriva that you have to, and as was the culture those days, that you must take care of your brothers, wives and children and all that. But in the animal kingdom, that was not necessary. They would kill. Angada would have been dead, but for Ram and Lakshmana telling him that Angada should be the crown prince. You are the king right now of Kishkinda. So Angada was there. And when, in exchange for helping Sugriva, Ram and Lakshman had got a promise from Sugriva and Hanuman that they will help him look for Sita, his wife who was lost. So they came and they went looking. Hanuman and all this monkey scout and Jambavan, the bear, they all went to look, and they went to the end of the Indian subcontinent at the ocean, edge of the ocean, and they could not find Sita. They didn't know what to do. They were tired and scared, and they just didn't know what to do, and they were scared scared because Sugriva had told this team that if you come back without message of Sita, I will cut your head. You will be dead. So Angada was very, very scared because he's a young kid. He's the crown prince. He wanted to step into being the king, and he sat down and he had tears rolling down, and he says, looked at Hanuman and all his monkey thing, and he said, this is a catch-22. We are dead either ways. We cannot cross this ocean. If we try to cross this ocean, we will die. Who can cross this ocean and jump? We don't have that capacity. And if we go back, Sugriva will kill us. What to do? Cry, cry, cry. So at that time, Jambavan told him that why don't we all meditate and find out how to get a solution to this. And while meditating, they came in touch with one demoness, I forget her name right now, who told them, she said that, look, Sita is a sign of peace. She's a peaceful soul. So you can find out about her if you sit down in meditation and close your eyes. So see what comes. When they all sat down in meditation, they got visions of Sita being in Lanka and under a tree crying. But when they got up, they said, now what? We know she's in Lanka, but how to go to Lanka? This ocean, how? And they started talking with each other. Angada and all these monkeys started talking with each other. They started measuring, how much can you jump? How much can you jump? If we tie tail to tail, how far can we go? But they were falling really short of the other shore, which was about 800, around those days, 800 kilometers. Again, number 8. And Hanuman was not crying, but he was sitting there because he also didn't know what to do. That is the time when Jambavan came and told Hanuman, Hanuman, why are you sitting here? You know what you're capable of doing, and you've forgotten because of a curse in childhood. But if you decide to do anything, there's nothing in this world that you cannot do. And Hanuman did not once say, but why? How do you know? Tell me, prove me. He said, oh yeah, that's right. Let me try. Who knows? So what did Hanuman do? He jumped and he goes to the other side and he finds out about Sita and he comes back. And there's a big story there, but for the purpose of today's discussion, he comes back and he tells all these monkeys that I have found where Sita is. Now we have to make a plan and tell Ram and we'll go rescue her. So here it is saying that everybody was very happy, very excited. They knew they won't die. They went back, they tell Sugriva and Ram. Now the third cause of our problem is identification with our body, our lower self, body and mind. Not just body, but body and mind. The anga is body. And the is that which gives you, our body gives us many strengths, but it is limited. And other monkeys are these small thoughts, monkey thoughts, all over the place. It's scattered, distracted thoughts. You can never achieve Amita Vikrama, boundless acts of valor, by body consciousness and small thoughts that only go this far, that far, and distracted. So it is very important that you have somebody like Hanuman. What did he do? When somebody reminded him, he did not question himself because he knew that based on some information, Jambavan, the elder in the community in my group, is telling me this. So to focus, and what did he say? Jai Shri Ram, and jump. So that is where you tap. You must have cultivated faith before that. You cannot buy a sword before a battle and say, now I'm going to train with the sword. This faith should have been cultivated early on. So he had complete faith in Ram. He connected to his faith and he actually jumped and reached there. So in life also, if you look at war prisoners, or prisoner of war survivors, if you look at Olympiads, every one of them, we have hundreds of thousands of examples where people have transcended perceived limitations. People think under so many minutes I cannot run, we cannot jump over 7 feet, we cannot do this, we cannot do that. But Olympiads, every Olympic, you see that new records are broken. How? If human beings were only capable of this, then how come they are breaking the records each time? And if you look at terrible acts that were done to prisoners of wars who have survived and come back, and my most favorite story is that of Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, and they tortured him, but he detached himself from his body consciousness. He said, you can torture my body, you cannot touch my mind. You cannot touch my mind if I don't allow you to. So we have the ability to transcend our bodily limitations and our mind's capacity to tolerate pain and challenge. But we don't do it. We don't listen to it. When somebody tells us something, we say, no, but your situation is different. You have health, you have money, you have support, you have parents, you have a good country, your leader is better. You are trying to see what the others have. But here, did Hanuman say, see what he had, others had? He went inside and said, okay, I have faith and I have incredible strength. I am my best friend and I am my worst enemy. So don't look to the outside world who will help you jump that ocean of the objective world. You and you alone can, not only can, must. Nobody else can do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. No guru, no parents, no best friend, no children. You alone have to do it. So understanding and taking that a leap of faith and training for it. For that, we have done the Dvadasanam. We have to do the body, mind, and intellectual purification. We have to cultivate Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. Then only you can do this Udadhikramanashchaiva, cross that ocean of world of sorrows, and which is made out of this impermanent world of objects. And after you cross that, you will find at the base of that tree sitting, what is the cause of your sorrow? The root cause of all our sorrows is because Sita turned away from Ram. The minute we turn away from our higher self in pursuit of the illusory world, she looked at that golden deer, knowing very well there is no such thing as a golden deer. She turned her attention away from her higher self into the outside world and said, I must have it. Not only that, she banished Lakshmana, her awareness, saying, no, I won't listen to you, go now. That causes us, when somebody is telling us, don't do this, this is not good for you, we don't want to listen to anybody. When people come in the form of Lakshmana to tell us. So this is what it's saying. So first cause of sorrow is what? Ignorance, avidya. 3 levels of avidya. If it's a lot of ignorance, it takes times, like a fetus in a womb. Second level, little time, little effort, like dust in a mirror. Third level, very little time. You can get it because you practice so much. You're on the the penultimate stage. It's like smoke on fire. So that is that. Second is our karmas. And for the karmas, how do we save ourselves, protect ourselves from our karmas? Find people who will elevate us in every sphere, in the family, at work, in your society, in your circle of friends. People who elevate you, not who put you down into the same level that has created that bad karma in the first place. And making your faith bigger than your fear, making friendship with Rama, your higher self, Lakshmana, your awareness. And the third one is to detach yourself from the limitations of the body and mind. If you focus on, remember that thing I keep saying, what you think, you become. What you feel is what you attract, and what you visualize is what you create. So if you keep on thinking, oh, I can't do this, oh, I'm not capable of doing this, I don't have the resources, I don't have the support, I don't have this, I don't have that, you can't do it. Or trying to do 100 things at the same. If Hanumanji was at the time of jumping the ocean, would have thought, what is my mother doing, what is my father doing, what are Sugriva's other monkeys doing, he couldn't have done it. Focus, that is the Phalguna Sakha, Arjuna, like this. That's all he saw, the ocean, me, the ocean, and Sita. That's all I see. Everything else faded away for him.